Hi, I'm Andy, a collection specialist at Credit Sage, and my goal is to help people learn how they can remove Source Receivables Management from their credit report. And in many cases, this is without paying the debt at all. So if that's you, or even if it's someone you know, then I'm confident that you're going to walk away from this video knowing what the next best step is to take. Now, I want to say this doesn't mean that you shouldn't take action. For example, if you know or believe that Source Receivables Management or any of the other accounts on your credit report are the result of identity theft or have a wrong balance after you've already paid, or any major issues that are seriously affecting your life, you may be owed a settlement. And we work with a network of local attorneys that will work on your behalf at zero cost, win or lose, in addition to getting the accounts deleted permanently. Or if no issues like that exist and you just want the account removed from your credit report, we can help with that too. Just give us a call today. Our number I'll put in the description area below so you can find that. But what I want to do with the rest of this video is I want to go through the most important questions that we get about this company. And some of these you may have wondered yourself. The first one I think is really important. And this is, can you be arrested or get jail time for a debt with Source Receivables Management? Now I put this one at the top of the list because we get a lot of callers that are terrified that this could happen, and it makes sense. I mean, few people are really taught how credit and debt work in school. I didn't know the answer to this question until I got into the business. And fortunately, unless the debt is related to specifically unpaid taxes or unpaid child support, you cannot be arrested or get jail time. So there's no need to worry about that whatsoever. The amount of the debt doesn't matter either. You could refuse to pay $100, $1,000, $1 million, it doesn't matter. You will not be arrested or get any jail time. So who is Source Receivables Management and why are they on your credit report? Well, they're referred to as a debt collector or sometimes a credit collection agency. And what they do is they buy debts, unpaid accounts like credit cards, for example, and often that's for very cheap. And then they try to collect the full amount, okay? For example, let's say that you have an unpaid card with Capital One for $1,000. Source Receivables Management could, in theory, come along and buy that debt for $100. But they don't try to collect that amount. They try to collect the full $1,000 from you, which would give them a 10x return on their investment. So yeah, these companies can make a lot of money. And damaging your credit score by reporting the debt to your credit report is the primary strategy they have to get you to pay. However, here's the thing, and a lot of people don't know this, is that paying a debt on your credit report does not remove the account attached to it. That account will sit there for 7 years, damaging your score, paid or not. So, a lot of time, paying it isn't actually in your best interest, and it could just be a waste of money. In rare cases, paying the debt can even hurt your score further. But in addition to credit reporting, they may send scary letters, call a lot, even calling your family members and colleagues. If a collector has ever threatened you or harassed you during non-business hours, you may be owed a lawsuit. So again, that's another case that you want to give us a call so we can connect you with a local specialist that will take action quickly. Should you negotiate a settlement with Source Receivables Management? So settling your debt with them, depends on your goal. Typically, if you're wanting to improve your credit score, paying isn't the best option. Why? Because, as I mentioned before, even if you pay the collection, it will remain on your credit report for 7 years, damaging your score that whole time. Instead, we always recommend that you work with an expert like us to review these accounts for you. And if certain issues exist, then the accounts may be removed. And this is a win-win. You won't have to waste money paying a debt that won't help your score. And the negative account gets removed from your report. So it's perfect. How do you remove Source Receivables Management from your credit report? Yeah, so this is a perfect lead into this. The Fair Credit Reporting Act gives every person the power to challenge information on their report. Now, I will say that the knowledge required to do this is a bit more involved than it might seem. That's not to say that you shouldn't learn how to do it, but be prepared that you could be spending weeks, maybe months, learning how to do it properly. However, if you'd like to hire a professional to handle it for you and ensure it's done properly the first time, and save the extra time, we're happy to take care of it. We've dealt with Source Receivables Management accounts many times, and they regularly have issues. And we've helped numerous clients deal with them. And we'll take care of it for you as well if you prefer. Next question is, how can you get Source Receivables Management to stop calling you? Well, as I mentioned before, they'll be calling you as an attempt to collect the debt they've purchased, right? Which means the only reason that they'll stop calling you is if you settle your debt with them, or you work with a company like ours to potentially have them removed from your report altogether. Will Source Receivables Management try suing or garnishing my wages? So Source Receivables Management suing is unlikely. It can and does happen, but in our experience, it's rare. There are a lot of laws around how long they can sue for, what they can do if they win, and it's a long process. However, if we're able to find certain issues with the account, they won't be able to collect at all, which is another benefit of using an expert. What are my rights when dealing with Source Receivables Management? Well, you have the right to dispute any of your debt that Source Receivables Management has purchased. They are governed by the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, or FDCPA. And as I mentioned before, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the FCRA. Now, these acts can seem complicated when you first look at it, but they really provide a great deal of power to the consumer if you know how to use them properly. But if you don't have time to research these acts, it's not a problem. You can give us a call today, and we can discuss your options. Once again, you'll find our number right below here in the description. And with that, thanks so much for watching.